I'll see a lot of people online showing pictures of a heavily under-extruded print asking for help. They'll mention that they ran a temperature tower, did the flow test, and dialed in the retraction, but they're still getting bad prints. The one thing they didn't calibrate is the max volumetric flow. Basically, they're printing too fast for the material. It happened to me too. I was printing TPU on my X1C back here and it was a mess. It turns out that the stock profile had a max volumetric flow of 12 when a setting of 4 was actually required. In this video, I'll show you how to optimize your printer's volumetric flow and determine at what speed you can print without compromising the quality and dialing in the max volumetric flow. Now, dialing in the max volumetric flow allows for faster printing while maintaining high quality and strength in the finished print. The max volumetric flow setting is probably one of the most powerful features in Creality print. The max volumetric flow rate sets the upper limit for how fast your printer can operate without experiencing issues. If you increase the print speed beyond what the volumetric flow rate can support, it can lead to under extrusion where the printer fails to deposit enough filament. Volumetric flow is measured in cubic millimeters per second. Now, think of the max volumetric flow like a master speed limit that lives in the filament profile. Exceed this limit and you'll get bad prints. Properly controlling this speed is important for maintaining the printer's efficiency and preventing problems such as under extrusion on your printed model. Now, this video is sponsored by my friends at PCBWay.com. If you're looking for parts beyond the capabilities of your printer, visit PCBWay's 3D printing portal. Just upload your file and choose from their large collection of filaments and take your project from prototype to production. From PCBs to CNC machining to 3D printing, look to PCBWay.com for unmatched precision. Visit them today at PCBWay.com and bring your ideas to reality. It's important to test the maximum volumetric flow of your 3D printer because it allows you to identify the fastest speed at which you could print without encountering issues like under extrusion. Now, under extrusion occurs in this case because your printer is trying to push more filament out of the hot end than it can actually handle. We're trying to determine how much your hot end can handle and limit your printer not to exceed that. Remember, every material type, extruder type, and nozzle combination all have a specific volumetric limit that should not be exceeded. We need to figure out what that limit is. This means you can make your prints as fast as possible without sacrificing quality. Knowing this helps you avoid wasting time and material on prints that just don't turn out right. It basically makes your whole printing process a lot more efficient and reliable. Now, I've recently replaced the stock hot end on my K1 Max with a Micro-Swiss Flowtech hot end. I should be able to get more speed from my printer with this new hot end. I'm going to go ahead and jump into Creality Print. We'll set up a calibration test, run the print, review our results, and then we'll go ahead and update the filament profile to include the new setting. I'm Bill, and this is Pushing Plastic. Okay, so setting up our calibration here is pretty easy. The first thing I like to do is I'll always come up whenever I'm doing any calibration and hit File, New Project. That way I guarantee myself that I don't have any oddball settings still hanging out there. Maybe earlier in the day I was doing some printing and I might have made some setting changes. I would have worked with my baseline profiles. So I'm good there. I want to make sure I'm on the right printer, which is my K1 Max with a 0.4 nozzle. And my filament I am working on is my Freemover PLA. And while I'm right there, I'm going to check what my current max volumetric speed is, which is 18. If you're not seeing that, it could be because your advanced settings are turned off. Make sure you have those turned on so you can see what's going on. And scroll all the way down to the bottom and you'll find your max volumetric speed. I'm going to go ahead and close that out and we're going to set up our calibration test. I'm going to come up here to the upper left hand corner and click on the Creality logo. And we'll drop down till we come to calibration, and then we will select max volume flow. And we're presented with our dialog with a few simple settings here. The first one is our starting volumetric speed, which is currently set to 5. You can increase that if you want. I always leave it at 5. There's no reason for me to leave it there. I just do it. The end volumetric speed, I'm changing mine to 30. And the reason I do that is I see a lot of people will run this test and they'll go from 5 and end at 20, and they'll say, well, I don't see a change. Well, that's because they're not set high enough to actually see the results. I'm going to leave my step at 0.5 millimeters cubed per second. And what that does for us is I will be starting at a volumetric speed of 0.5 or of 5, as seen up here in the top entry. So I'm going 5, 5.5, 6, 6.5, 7, 7.5, all the way up until we hit the ending volumetric speed, which in my case is 30. The hot plate temperature, 50 degrees, I'm good with that. So it's basically just these 3 that you'll usually change or may change. So I'm going to go ahead and hit OK. It will do the slicing for us. And there we have our sliced test piece. And as you can see, there's not much to it. It's a single wall. Nothing exciting. We do have some indicators on the back here. So when you're looking at your finished print, you want to make sure you don't confuse these with defects. They will help you get the height and also find some defects. But I use the calipers when I'm trying to find my height. So while we're here, let's come over and we're going to change in our G-code preview. We're going to go from structure type to flow. And this gives us a better look at what's going on. Down here where it's light blue, I have a flow of 6.23 for the volumetric speed. That's millimeters cubed per second. And then we get up into the green. We're going a little bit more. Until we get to the yellow, we're looking at 15.57, all the way up until, well, it's showing red as 31.14, but we're capping off at 30. So that's where we're going to see our big changes. So you'll want to change to flow to take a look at that. Something else you can do is go ahead and change it to speed and just take a quick look. And it almost mimics what we're doing as far as the colors with our flow and speed. You can see the speed changing. We're going from 49.6 millimeters per second all the way up to 148, where it's the dark red. So it's just something to keep in mind. It's pretty interesting stuff. I regularly check those when I'm slicing any model. I'm going to set it back to flow, and we're going to go ahead and we're going to print this out. And we'll take a look at our results on the other side. When you see the print starting to under extrude or fail, you can go ahead and cancel it. Our usable results will be below that point. There's no sense in wasting time and material when we don't need to. The test piece did better than I thought it would. I expected to see under extrusion sooner than I did. Now, what I'm going to do now is look for where the print starts to go bad. It's best to tilt it in the light and look for defects. Check all sides. I'm looking for signs of under extrusion or poor layer adhesion. It looks like it's starting to go bad right about here. The lines are nice and tight up until about that point, and then they're starting to spread out a little bit. Now I'm going to go ahead and grab my calipers here and make sure they're zeroed out, and I'm going to take a measurement from the bottom up to the point where the model starts to fail. And it's looking like 34.27. Let's go ahead and jump back into Creality Print, update our profile with this new information, and we'll be done. Okay, so now it's time to do a little bit of math, update our profile, and call it a day. What we want to do is come back up here to our PLA. We're going to click on it, and we're going to click on the pencil icon. We're going to scroll all the way down to the bottom again to our max volumetric speed. And if you remember back in the beginning, our formula, we're going to use a couple of those values. So our actual formula is our starting value plus the measured multiplied by the step. So in our case, it's going to be our starting value was 5 when we set up the test. We measured 34.27 and we used a step of 0.5. So we go 34.27 multiplied by 0.5, and that's going to give us 17.135. Now we go back and we add the starting value of 5 to that for a total of 22.135. Now we could just go ahead right here and enter 22.135, hit save, and call it a day. What I like to do is build in a safety margin. When I measure these parts, they're a little flexible. You're trying to look for where the under extrusion starts. You might miss it by just a little bit. So I'll use 10% of my value. So I'll take the 22.135 and I'll subtract 10% from that, which is 2.2135. And that is going to give me a total of 19.9215. Actually, I'm just going with 19.92. I could round up to 20. Or your best bet is to always round down. In fact, I'm going to go ahead and 19.5. That way I know I'm still increasing my speed, but I'm doing better than what I had. So that's all there is to dialing in the max volumetric flow. Pretty simple. You'll get more consistent prints as you go on. Remember, just because a hot end is advertised with a specific flow rate, it doesn't mean your setup will be able to fully utilize that figure. Part cooling, motion system rigidity, and electronics will all impact the final results. The Micro Swiss Flow Tech, that was advertised at, I believe it was 50 millimeters cubed per second. We didn't quite hit that with PLA. I hope you found the information in this video useful. If you did, hit the like button and let me know down below in the comments. Smash that bell so you'll be notified of new content in the future. Live your life one layer at a time. And if you haven't done it yet, please subscribe.